Hello and welcome to a video with me, Raindell. I wanted to do a video showcasing teams that would work with King Mont. I don't have King Mont, so I'm gonna do teams that would work with King Mont and instead work with Rain. And then it's been a while since I did an unloved unit video. And I think Luartha fits into that category. Like, a lot of players love her, but she was released so late, like close to Garval's release and other powerhouses, that I think a lot of players ignored her. But she's a powerhouse in the right setup. So today, we'll be hunting level 120 Auron and Gilgamesh. Even if they're with Yuna, doesn't matter. And we're going to try to destroy those teams using non-EX units on our side. So what does our strategy look like? Well, first of all, we're going to have Luartha. But the way our team will survive is we will leverage ice and slash resistance on everybody. The lowest amount we'll have in slash resistance among our guys will be Luartha with 38. And then the lowest amount of ice resistance we'll have will be 40%. So even a fully stacked Auron or a fully stacked Gilgamesh will not be able to one-shot anyone on our team with those resistances. So that's the general idea. So we do have a tank that's there in case, but really we don't need it for our damage dealers as long as we're fighting the right enemies. Luartha will have 40 to 60% defense penetration, one-shot ice unit, and two-shot just about any other units. Even at level 99, she has a ton of attack. And then, as usual, at the end of the video, I will show my team, the exact vision card, exact espers, and abilities on-off. So if you want to see that, pause the video, look at the chapters down there, go to the right moment, and you'll see everything. The second unit is Rain. He is there for two reasons. First of all, I wanted another fire unit, and one that could tank a little bit. And then he's the only guy on our team that can really take the aggro from Yuna and survive for a long while. And since a lot of these teams with Gilgamesh and Auron have a Yuna as a support unit, I think he was kind of necessary there. But our last character can also take magic attacks pretty well, and that's Winter Macherie. She's really surprisingly tanky. Like, in our setup, she has 50% ice and slash resistance, and then she'll do some pretty decent damage. She can use bells and then use barrage to finish off enemies that survive or recently got revived and still have a chain on them. So that's the main reason she's in there. Now, let's go in battle. Alright, now we finally meet the team that I designed my team to fight, and that's double ice unit, with a side of Yuna, which honestly is fine. Yuna we can probably deal with. As we've seen in previous battles, she cannot one-shot Winter Macherie. She can definitely not one-shot Rain with his 40 spirit and light resistance. So I'm only really afraid of seeing Luartha get killed by an enemy Yuna. So let's see. We begin with all the enemy team members playing first. Obviously at level 120 they have more agility, and then they have pretty strong vision cards like Bahamut and stuff, so that also gives them some extra agility. So here we go, Blazing Physique, we have the ice resistance, and then again, Winter Macherie is in range to attack very early on, so she is not using bells. It's one of the weaknesses of this character is she's so slow that I can't get her to go first, so she uses bells. But Kotetsu does negligible damage, so that's pretty good. And then Auron just isn't in range to hit us, and so we can dual trigger and one-shot him. Again, 120 unit going down in a single hit is what I like to see. Now, Yuna is going for the heal, and since Macherie doesn't have any AP, she can't finish off Gilgamesh before the heal goes off, so that's not great. Oh, but apparently not the heal. Bursting Light will not do much to Rain. And then, obviously, Luartha does a lot less damage if it's not against an ice unit, so she doesn't have enough damage to kill the enemy Yuna. And then this ability from Gilgamesh is Dispelled Hate from Rain, so that's not great. Full Life comes out, and now there's no more AP on Luartha to kill Auron easily. But Auron's not such a great carry for this enemy team. So let's see how it goes. That is enough to take out Yuna for the first time. Yuna's back to life. Auron doesn't have much AP, so he'll use Crouching Dragon, but not kill us, which is pretty good. Smile practice, Yuna is immortal, keeps healing, and she'll do that for the next 35 minutes. But let's see how much damage Rain can do. And again, Rain is not built for damage on our team, so not a lot, but he's putting a fire chain there, so that means the barrage will probably finish them off. Yes, it does. So now there's no more full life on the side of Yuna, and Luartha just cleans her out. Alright, so again, Gilgamesh, Yuna, and Auron. This time they have, I don't know, slash resist, they have a ton of damage, but they're running more magic, like a magic-based Gilgamesh, which seems like a very fun build, so I want to see it in action. He still has a lot of attack, but almost 700 magic with a Lohengrin, and then the Solidus card seems like a really fun build to me. Like, it's something I would love to run. So let's see how they perform. And hopefully we'll get to see Gilgamesh attack, even though with the team we have, he will not deal much damage either way. So we are loading. Again, Luartha is in front of the enemy Auron, but this time Luartha's faster, so that's interesting. Does that mean Auron will be in range to hit us from his first turn? No, he's not, so Revitalize goes off. And then Gilgamesh is already in range for Winter Macherie, but he uses a barrier, so we will not take him out in 2 hits. Probably more 3 to 4 hits. Let's see. That's half his HP, so I think we're going to 2-shot him. But we don't have bells yet, so we'll kill him on our 3rd turn. Now, re-raise on Auron means even if we do 1-shot him, he won't go down immediately. Gilgamesh does basically no damage, so that's good. Then we 1-shot Auron, 7,000 damage from Luartha, but he comes back, and then he's ready to hit us. It is cool to kill the person that uses bells, though, because they don't get to regenerate their AP even if they come back. And now Rain's not in range to use his hate generation, but fortunately for us, Yuna goes on healing, so she doesn't finish off Luartha. Now, we don't have enough damage to kill the enemy Auron, so he will heal up, but that doesn't matter because Luartha can just 1-shot him again. So that's probably what she's going to do right now. Rapid fire, 7,000 damage. He's out for the count for a 2nd time. Will Yuna use her revive to take him back again? Well, that depends on the damage from Rain, but I think Rain does enough damage to put Yuna in healing mode. Nope, Aeon Bond, so it doesn't matter, she's gonna heal back up. Now, Macherie tries to kill Yuna, but she doesn't have enough damage to 1-shot her. Can Luartha finish her with a basic attack? Yes, because Luartha's basic attacks apparently do over 3,000 damage. Yeah. And then the enemy Gilgamesh is kind of trying to kill Macherie, but I think he's 4 hits in and he still hasn't killed her. So that's the power of Slash and, Slash Resistance. And then this Gilgamesh could try to use his abilities, but since his abilities are Ice type and not his basic attacks, he actually deals more damage with his basic attacks than anything else in his kit. And so we win. Alright, here we go again. Yuna, Auron, and Gilgamesh. This time they have Keenblade, which seems like it could be an interesting start. And lots of damage, lots of agility. So they'll be super fast, hit super hard, blah blah blah, classical Ice Team setup. Let's see if our non-EX units can take them out again. And so far, this team has been performing very reliably. I think the only fight I've lost today was against the Tidus and then against a 2B, which our team is not designed to fight. So yeah, and the one thing you might, the one issue you might run into if you're trying to use fire teams like this is Tidus. He's super strong, but if you were to use King Mont instead of Rain, like I'm using now, I think he can take a couple more hits from Tidus. Like Tidus 2-shots my Rain, perhaps 1-shots him, but against King Mont, I don't think he can do that so easily. So this time, we reflex Gilgamesh's Katetsu, but Tornado is going to hit Luartha, probably do a lot of her HP, but not kill her outright. There we go, so she survives the hit, which is impressive. Like Tornado, I've seen that ability do millions of damage on other characters, so I'm always happy to survive it. Then Energy Ray on Rain doesn't do anything. Luartha will probably 1-shot this Auron. Boom, he's out. No revive on him, so that's good. And then Gilgamesh is out there just trying to do damage and crying in his corner because he can't. Rain will start building a chain on Yuna. Hopefully no Aeon Bond, but even if it procs, we have a chain now, so it's going to be easier to hit her. Now, Clairvoyant Blade, we take a bit of damage, but Reflex again, that's ridiculous. That ability should not proc this often. And then since Yuna tries to revive, she just gets killed before doing anything. So we've pretty much won that fight. There's no way for the enemy team to kill us at that point. Now, this time, we are in for a treat. This enemy team has 120 Auron and Gilgamesh, but are using Agrias, so no Yuna. An all-ice team. This is like, it's candy. It's a team that we are 100% certain to beat. And I think, like, unless the enemy Agrias confuses everyone or stops everyone on our team, I don't see how they could do anything. But I might be surprised. I don't like calling the odds before the match happens, because I've seen some pretty weird losses in War of the Visions, where I'm sure I win, but somehow I get destroyed along the way. So this time, Rain uses Astral Guard. I did end up turning off his Blazing Physique, because I figure it's much more important that I get the hate than making him survive longer, because either way, he usually dies last, so I need him to die first and actually be the one taking the hits. So again, Gilgamesh gets one shot, Auron does basically no damage back to us, and we start building a chain on the enemy Agrias. But I don't think Macherie has any AP to attack Agrias, so let's see. Nope, 9 AP, she's just gonna poke Auron for a little bit of her HP. Then Agrias uses her Judgment Blade. Does she stop Rain? Yes, so we lost somebody, but then Luartha's like, okay, I'm gonna take away almost all your HP. Macherie's still wondering what Auron's trying to do, decides to finish him off with a jump. And then what does Agrias do? She keeps hitting the stopped Rain. So, sure, that's going to have an impact. Luartha's getting some of her AP back, 4,000 damage on Auron, poor kid. Now Agrias finally out of AP, she's like, die, Rain, I'm trying to finish you off, but no success. And then Luartha finishes her. Yeah, that team was not built to fight ours, definitely not. Alright, so what team did we use to produce those results? Well, first of all, this is a team that's really specialized against ice, as you can tell, and we're really leveraging the fire element. So let's see. Luartha, as a 99 unit, has an impressive attack. Like, I rarely see units that are not EX have over 1100 attack, but she does, and she's pretty fast at 89 agility as well. She's pretty squishy though, but she has a good innate ice resistance, and then with the ice resistance from the Ifrit card and the Alexandrite ring on top, she reduces it by almost 50%, so that's the main reason she survives. Also, she has decent slash resistance. She has 38% on our team comp, and that is considering that she's using self-sacrifice and losing some of it. So overall, that's what she's there for. I used her as a gunner sub because that gives her access to some attacks that have a longer range than dual gunner. If I wanted to give her some healing, I could go for Soldier with Drain Force, but I'm pretty satisfied with those results. And then she has no abilities off on either of her sub jobs, so you don't have to turn anything off for that build to work. But that is the Luartha we've been using. Some accuracy, because otherwise she really misses frequently. And we're using Odin for the Man-Killer, because that just increases her damage a little bit as well. So that's her. Then we have Rain, and we're using him with a slash resistance oriented build. So we have some slash resistance with Diabolos, some slash resistance with Solidus. Pretty low overall magic and attack. He's not that built for offense, but he still has 40 spirit, so that if he's attacked by magic attacks, he can possibly survive them. And then high HP, like he always has. We're running the Knight of Grandsheld sub-job so that he can use Astral Guard, which generates hate. And then I'm kind of, should I have Blazing Physique on or off? I'm not sure. But all his other moves are on. He has a pretty good AI to know when to use abilities and when not to. And we're running Sword Guard since we're fighting physical attackers, so that gives us some chance to mitigate this damage as well. Why did he survive pretty well? Well, mainly because he has a mix of 35% slash resist and 40% ice resist. And then if he's attacked by magic, he also has pretty decent magic resistance on top. So that's why it's hard for those enemies to kill him. Then our final character, Winter Macherie, who's a surprisingly strong character every time I use her. I'm really eager for her EX job. She is pretty slow at 72 agility in this team, has a little bit less than 1000 attack, which is still pretty good for an 89 unit. Very good HP, and then some decent defense and spirit, so she's pretty tanky. I have left all her Dragoon abilities on, but I have turned off from Ranger, Charge, and Supercharge, because I'm fine if she uses jumps, which are delayed abilities, but I am not fine with having her stay on the field while charging an attack. She might get interrupted, and I don't want that to happen. And then we're using Reflex just because it's broken. So, yeah. And then overall, the reason she survives, just like the other guys, is 50% ice resist and 50% slash resist. It will be very, very hard for ice units to kill her, but slash attackers in general as well, because of that high slash resist. And with this, all this build would pair really well with King Mont, because he's strong thanks to his innate slash resistance, among other things, so you could leverage that and have a better front line versus physical attacks than what Rain provides us with. So, how did it go? Well, honestly, really well. These teams were very powerful, and somehow we could very reliably beat Ice EX teams. Now, could we take down TB? No. Could we take down Tidus? No. So this team is not unbeatable by any means. But if you're fighting the right enemies, you can easily get a lot of wins. And I'm just thinking, if you're pairing this with King Mont instead of Rain, you have a killer team that's going to be incredibly tough to beat, because King Mont will generate hate in his first turn, will advance even further than Rain, much faster than Rain does, and then, well, he's just very hard to kill by just about everyone. So we have good partners for him using the characters that I had today. So hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe. It will make it more likely that you see my content in the future. And then, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.